Wo ist das Tank?
Thank you.
Welcome back to my series where we explore the similarities and differences of roles in League of Legends and in Dota 2 through the lens of similar characters. This is a double feature episode in which we will focus on the Initiator and the tank roles by comparing the gameplay of Malphite and Centaur Warrunner, two of the most straightforward tanky initiators from either game. Malphite and Centaur Warrunner are both usually played in the top and offlane positions. I've covered this lane before in another video from the perspective of a split pusher. Now, it's time to take another look at the position when filled by the tank role is full of brawlers, bruisers, and beasts. Tanks can take a beating. The tank is there to act as a buffer, a shield for those less durable. They're not usually the main damage dealers on the team and don't have the best peel, but they definitely play into the raid boss fantasy. So, what makes them so hard to kill? One word: items. League of Legends loves to dictate to the players exactly what to buy and how to play, and a ridiculous percentage of all the champions will have something in their kit that forces an item build. For example, Malphite has a passive shield that scales with max HP, a passive granting bonus armor, and 2 damage active abilities that do more damage based on his armor. It's pretty obvious that the devs want you to buy armor items on Malphite. Sadly, this is a far more common scenario than you might think. Just let me show you this creativity. Ornn has a passive that grants armor and magic resistance based on his armor and magic resistance, and a spell that does damage based on his armor and magic resistance. Sejuani gains bonus armor and magic resistance based on her armor and magic resistance, and has max HP damage. Poppy gets bonus armor and magic resistance, again based on what armor and magic resistance she has, scaling with her missing HP, and a max HP shield. Braum has bonus armor and magic resistance, and percent HP damage. Galio has both magic resistance and a magic shield that scales with max HP. Xante's entire kit is about gaining damage based on armor and resistances. In all of these cases, the bonuses scale with what armor, magic resistance, and health you've already purchased or acquired by other means, and incentivizes you heavily into building such items. It's as if the devs are forcing a specific tanky playstyle on the player, making it very efficient, and other build paths less so.
Hey devs, can I get fun items to counter the enemy with? Say the line, Bart!
Armor and magic resistance.
Yay!
Though far less common, Dota also has some similar tank scaling. Axe gains armor from kills and has a damage over time that does more damage based on armor. Pudge gains max HP from kills and has an ult that does more damage with health. Huskar has health regeneration based on max HP, and Centaur has quite a few spells that do more damage based on his max health. Note that there isn't that much armor and magic resistance scaling in this list. Tanks in Dota, aside from Axe right now, don't have any built-in ability scaling with either damage reduction stat. That's because Dota wants you to buy the defense type items based on your specific enemies. Centaur might be capable of more damage with more health items, but it's not like he really cares. He's not like Malphite, who gets armor based on armor, and then more armor on top. League of Legends is a game in which damage is abundant, and tanks can buy defense to get damage. In Dota, this is far more rarely the case. If you want my opinion, I think the system League uses is perverse. There's no player choice or strategic agency when you can get damage just by buying pure defense. There's not much incentive to choose between damage and defense if you can get one for free by buying the other. Sometimes, the hardest thing about being a tank is getting ignored. When your abilities are down, it's not uncommon for the enemy to go after the squishy backline if you aren't much of a threat. So then, what's a tank to do? The answer is aura items. An aura is a passive or sometimes active skill that affects nearby units. Malphite's favorite auras are Sunfire Aegis, which does damage, Unending Despair, which does damage, and Frozen Heart, which slows enemy attackers. Malphite is tanky enough, so item auras are primarily offensive and meant to make him a threat if he's left alive. Centaur Warrunner also has 3 aura favorites. He likes Pipe of Insight, which grants allies magic resistance and a barrier, Crimson Guard, whose active shields allies against enemy right-clickers, and Shiva's Guard, which slows enemy attack speed, movement speed, healing, and makes them take more damage from abilities. I think it's interesting that in League, the favorite auras are offensive, while in Dota, they're mostly defensive. Hey guys, allow me a few seconds to do a bit of self-promotion. I've been coaching League players into Dota 2 for a long while now, and for me that's just a hobby I do for free. But if you're a student still suffering through high school and college, or a parent of one, listen up. I might be a good Dota coach, but I'm a far better math tutor. I've been tutoring high school and college students on their algebra and calculus as a small business for years now. And nearly every single one of my students has gotten a 5 on their AP Calculus exams. Trust me, don't wait until the end of the school year to get some help. It's far easier to get an A in the class if you start with an A early on. Go to my website, linked in the video description below, and check out if I'm the right tutor for you. Oh, and I also teach beginning programming. Mention this ad and the first hour is free. Please give me a call. Okay, back to the video. Items might make the tank, but abilities are what make the initiator. In both games, the standard for initiation is AoE stuns or roots. Malphite can dash to a location, stunning all enemies in a circle. Centaur can stun all enemies in a circle. Wait, that's it? Where's the rest of it? Yep, Centaur's main initiation tool is an AoE stun, yet he has no easy way to get in place to land it. He can get a speed boost with his ultimate, but a coordinated enemy team can kite or stun him as he approaches, nullifying the initiation. Malphite and Centaur are just snapshots of initiators with this pattern. In League, you can find Alistar, who dashes in to AoE stun, Amumu, who dashes in to set up for an AoE stun, Zac with a dash to set up a stun, Rel that has a dash that AoE stuns, Galio can dash in for an AoE taunt. The list just goes on and on. In Dota, you instead see Tidehunter with an AoE stun and no mobility at all, Doom, who often gains an AoE stun but has no dash, Tiny has an AoE stun with no dash, Treant Protector, AoE root, no dash, Axe can AoE taunt, no dash, and the best example, Earthshaker, with multiple AoE stuns and hardly a way to close the gap at all. So what's going on? How do all of these Dota initiators have incomplete kits? And so we introduce the Blink Dagger, an initiator's best friend. Blink Dagger is a 2000 gold item that has no combat stats at all. No defense, no damage, nothing. It does, on the other hand, have an out-of-combat flash on a tiny 15-second cooldown. Initiators in Dota almost never have a built-in dash or blink, since their power budget is spent on good crowd control and survivability. Instead, they will just buy a Blink Dagger in the early game as that much-needed positioning tool. It's as if a good initiation in Dota is gated behind an item, while in League it's only behind a level. This just goes back to that old saying, in League you buy items to make your abilities stronger. In Dota, you buy more abilities. The Initiator tank, a mix of juggernaut gameplay and jump scare tendencies. Few playstyles have a more impactful team role or a flashier entrance than these, and both Centaur and Malphite excel here. So, next time you see one of these heroes in your games, remember, Just run past them and kill the carry anyway. Thank you for watching to the end. Be sure to like and follow and share and stuff. Yeah, call me if you want a tutor. Oh, and the next position comparison is the assassin support. So yeah, bye.